What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Just got home from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Came home to this bad boy. Real Creations, Majin Vegeta. Goodness gracious. Two big boxes. This one you gotta, there's no, oh God. They didn't make this super tight, so it's kind of, Jupiter. I gotta tip this upside down. There's no alternative. Or maybe I can get it off this one. So I got this from Kyle Land. It's sold out. I may or may not keep this, so if you are interested, message me. But we may keep it, depends really, I'll advise in this review. Jupiter's cock. Screw it. I hate tipping stuff upside down, but no choice. Goodness gracious, where's the top? It's gotta be this. This is super heavy, so I'm guessing this is the base. I want to get the base first. Nope, it's a body. Wait, the body is the base. Jupiter. Alright, let's get this bad boy out. Okay, finally. Goodness gracious. Alrighty, so here is the body. Let's get this out of the way. Now we got the big boy box. Alrighty, so did come with this little pamphlet here. Let's see what's in this. Alrighty, a few different items. Alrighty, so, oh, Jupiter. We got a metal COA, and I got number 11. So, it's one-sided, nothing on the back. You got a typical COA that says M. Saiyan Pride, number 11, Real Creation. And there's the details on Real Creation. As their Facebook page. Additionally, you also got this, another COA. Only 42 pieces made. Digital sculptor Yi. Concept artist Prince Vegeta. Okay. So I have owned one Real Creation Studio product in the past. That was, what was that? Wasn't that? Oh, they also included gloves. It was, I think, let me think. I think it was the Kai, not the Supreme Kai, but like the North Kai or whatever. The fat one. I think that's the only Real Creation product I've ever owned. Alright, so we're seeing a head and a bunch of little parts. Yeah, so this base has a bunch of electricity parts to it. So it has these little electricity parts. This was a piece I've been eyeballing for quite some time, folks. Like, I never pre-ordered this. Even though I knew it was a low ES. I went up for pre-order and there was like the concept and I was like, okay, I like the, the look of it. I wanted to see the prototype, and technically it was sold out by the time the prototype was shown. They only made 42 of them. But my good friend Victor at Kyolin, I told him, hey, can you get this for me? And he's like, yes. So he was able to get me like basically the last one, he said. All right, so we got a big yellow piece right here, which pretty confident just goes right here. Wait, no, I think it's this way. I'm gonna wait. That's a big piece. And it's kind of sharp. I want to make sure I don't scratch anything. Alright, so let's get the head out, because obviously the head is of crucial importance. Alright. So first off, let's check out the head size. You guys tell me, is this to scale human size? Because in my opinion, KD was always underscaled. I'll have to get a good side-by-side. I mean, Vegeta is a small guy, so it shouldn't be bigger than me. But it should still be pretty good sized. If you know what I mean. I just want to get all the parts out, then I'll check it out and let you guys know my opinion. Little Gizmo's howling. We have a howler, folks. He was so excited to see his daddy. Alrighty, looks like it's just a standard USB-C for the light up. Does not look like they included any type of plug-in. They did include a little stand for your COA. I would say the metal COA. Lots of electricity effects on this bad boy. So we got a lot of parts here. Wait a tech. No, I need to get more. All right, so it did come with a brush. I'll just leave that in here actually. More electricity parts. Holy Jupiter, folks. They were not kidding. I feel like they kind of went all out on this electricity. Yeah, and this one's like pretty big, this blue one. You know, another big blue one to see, and this one potentially could go in that spot I was looking. We got a Z for the base. I'll just take a dust blower to this when I'm done. Alrighty. Next, we got this gigantic hand. So that's pretty much everything. We just got the two hands. So check out the hand size. Of course, he is wearing thick gloves, you know, but obviously this is a lot bigger than mine. However, if I was wearing thick Saiyan gloves, you know, this could be appropriately sized. I may actually do this separate. I want to get the electricity effects first on the base. So according to my buddy, he said this thing is 4 feet deep. And I'm like, what? I mean, theoretically, you could display it without this arm, but that wouldn't be that cool. So it has a big metal rod. Just gotta angle that metal rod in. Okay, if we can get this Jupiter. I hate doing metal rods, they're always so difficult to get in. Alright, screw this folks, I'm not going to have you watch me struggle. I'm going to pause it, go ahead and set the full thing up. We've seen the parts, let's set it up. Alrighty YouTubers, so we got it all set up. It was a slightly tricky getting the electricity effects, but they all did fit good. These blue electricity that are on Vegeta, I did have to use a hair dryer, otherwise it would have scratched this and potentially damaged it. So I used a hair dryer for several minutes and I was able to push it down while holding this up so it wouldn't scratch it. But it does rest on Vegeta. Like, each part does rest on him. So to get it tight enough to where there's no seam line, you do need to do that. So let's get some measurements first on this bad boy. He is on a Lazy Susan, but we'll measure without that. About 34.5 inches on the height. The width, the deepest part's going to be the back of the head to the front of this arm. Actually, about that electricity effect, but I'll just say the arm. You're looking about 23 inches on the width. Now, the depth is going to be the hardest part, of course. You got the back of the arm to the front of the fingers. Good God. You're about 49.5 inches, almost 50 inches. Holy fuck. 50 inches deep, folks. That is officially the deepest statue I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, that is deeper than my life-size endoskeleton when the arms are extended forward. That's deeper than Bruce Lee by over a foot. Holy crap. Yeah, so from there to the back of right there is almost 50 inches. This bad boy, when he's to the back of that base to the front of a gun when it's forward, it is like 48 inches, almost 50. So it's about similar to Vegeta. So obviously you're not going to want to display him at that perfect straight angle. You know, like, it is meant to be displayed like this, which does help at least the fact it's not as wide. Because Bruce Lee, not only was he deep, but he was also very wide. This one's not as wide, but you're definitely going to have that arm sticking off that shelf. Now, the base itself is not that big. As you see, it fits on a, 15-inch Lazy Susan, no problem. Like, that base is not super big. It's really the arms that are the biggest problem. At this height level, standing up, it's not too bad. It definitely is going to look better like top garage shelf. So, but down low, it's not that bad because I can still see his eyes and everything. So yeah, definitely a really big piece. I've not tested the light up feature, but it was a little tricky to get this arm in, but we got it in. He is, yeah, his arms are bigger than mine. He has buff arms. I mean, granted, he is a Super Saiyan warrior. So I would expect him to be, freaking huge. Like, those arms are almost Kratos bust big. Kratos bust was huge. This kind of feels like the scaling of Kratos bust, if I'm honest. I do think it is overscaled. I do not think this is the accurate scaling. However, DBZ is an anime. It's not real life, and anime characters are shaped different. So it really is hard to say what is truly accurate, because you can have a head height. They say Vegeta's like, what, 5'4", 5'6", or something. And it kind of varies on the saga as well. But is that to the top of there, or is it to the top of there? That's the question. We really kind of need to see like a comparison of anime to real life, because they definitely have bigger heads like the Saiyans than your typical like humans. So it's hard to say, you know, like his head is huge. That is like almost as big as my Predator head, maybe bigger. It's definitely a lot bigger than a human head. The hands are bigger. The fingers, again, he's wearing gloves, but, you know, he's definitely like really buff. Like this looks like a bodybuilder, very buff, ripped. He does have a really good skin texture. But yeah, in terms of scaling, I think it's slightly overscaled. Slightly. Definitely slightly overscaled. Where the KD one is slightly underscaled, in my opinion. I feel like a slight in-between would work better. So, scaling aside, let's talk about everything else. So, the base, I like the base. I think it looks good. You got, you know, really a triple layer. They didn't change any colors or add anything. I would love to see the KD little dragons on each side. I think that would make it much cooler. But the logo looks good. It's not too big. You know, some of the DBZ busts, they make the logos really big and obnoxious. This one is there. It's subtle. It's not too bad. And then this is where the light up is going to be. I think they did a good job on the electricity effects to give that sort of aura effect. And then you have two gigantic electricity. As you see, these are humongous. The biggest electricity effects I've ever encountered. There's definitely a very thick texture when it comes to these gloves. You know, when it's smaller, it always is more fine. The bigger it gets, the, you know, thicker it is. You know, but it works. I don't have a problem with that texturing on the gloves. I think for life size, it works. Skin texture is very fine, as it should be. You got scuff marks, some bleeding effect right here coming out of that wound. The veins, they do paint a little like bluish. You know, vein there in his head. Here on the neck. On this arm, you got a big bicep and shoulder vein. You know, Vegeta was extremely veiny in the anime. There is the seam line on the neck. It's only visible from like really back there. Like even right there, I don't really see it as a seam line, just his jawline. So you don't really see the neck seam line. You know, 22 inches, huh? Okay, so the suit texture, check that out. It looks good. I got no problems with that. Got a little bit of, I kind of think this should be bloodied up, in my opinion. Got a little bit of scrape right here. Now, of course, it's all cut up right there. More cut marks. Not a ton of battle damage on the back. But the suit texture, it works. It's fine. I don't really got a problem with it. Theoretically, because the bust is attached to the base, you could lift this up right here and hold that right arm. Although, considering this arm, I would probably remove this while moving it. And you could, that one easily comes off. This is a little difficult to get back on, but for safety reasons, if you're ever moving it, I would say do that. Check out that portrait. I do think the likeness is pretty darn good. You definitely see Vegeta. He has some blood on his lip coming out. Vegeta, when he's Majin, does have thicker black, like almost like eyeliner is how you'd see it, but the drawing of style of him is thicker. So, you know, it matches like Sume Vegeta, for example. The Majin symbol, I wonder if that's a decal or painted. Regardless, it looks good. And then you got a blood effect dripping right there. You know, like that looks pretty good. Then more scuff marks. This is how scuff marks looked in DBZ. Ear looks fine. Skin tone looks good. He doesn't have that fine texture like this texture on his face, which is fine. I don't think it needs it. It'd look kind of weird to have that, you know, because it is a pretty extreme texture. You can even see some scuff marks on his neck, like some scrapes from the battle. Alrighty, let's check out the hair. Again, I do need to dust this. You can see clearly dust on it. They do the white tips. It kind of somewhat subtly, you know, goes into the white tips, which is fine. I don't mind the white tips. I think it looks cool. Other than that, it's really just one yellow color with the white tips. I feel like this scaling is more in line with MRC, if I'm honest. Like if you have the MRC original Vegeta or Trunks, this definitely scales with it. So check that out. Have to really step back to get you guys a good view of it, to see just like how massive this piece is. It's definitely a very big bust, big presence. Let's check out the light up feature. Alright, so we turned it on and it is a blinking light right now. I'm guessing if I press the button, it may change. Button right here. Yep, let's see, is this one? This is a little pulsating effect. So that's pretty cool. I prefer that over the rapid. You can see how, you know, it's quite bright. It's like shining that yellow all the way up there. Zoom in full. Let's see, is that it? Okay, so this is just always on, the blinking, and the breathing. So you get 3 light effects, which is cool. Let's check it out with the light off on. Pretty bright light up, no doubt. You know, it's giving off that, you know, Saiyan look. I like that. I think that's a really cool light up. Yeah, it's lighting quite a bit up. I would say this light up is better than the KD light ups or Ant Army light ups. It's brighter and it has 3 effects, which is perfect. The only thing it's missing is a remote. It would have been nice to have a remote so I don't have to, you know, get around and press that button. It may work with the Alexa system, but, you know, it is a bright light up. It's brightest actually when it's just fully on like that. Like that is bright. Check that out. That is definitely very cool. You know, and of course, if you want that ideal angle is probably that. Now that's probably the better angle, I will say. So this is definitely overscaled. My robot vacuum decided to go off right now. I'm trying to determine if we're going to make this work or not. It could definitely fit where I have the clicker bust. However, I've been thinking up ideas, folks, on how we want to do this if we're going to keep this bad boy. I definitely like it quite a bit. I need to see it next to Sume Vegeta, how it pairs, as well as see, you know, like top garage shelf, how I like this. Alrighty, folks. So here is Vegeta and how he is in the display. He's definitely a lot bigger than the KD one. I would say, goodness, maybe 40% bigger. And then let's zoom out so you can see next to Kratos. That's how it looks with Kratos. Now this definitely cannot be the spot. As you can see, that arm completely blocks this entire shelf. This is the type of statue you'd want to have on like the, I mean, it kind of varies, but definitely probably like on the left side of the room, but then you can't put statues right here. It's kind of hard to say the best way to display this one. You know, let's get back to normal angle. But this is how it looks with Sume Vegeta. So obviously similar matching bases. Of course, Sume has the better dragon, like the actual ball in the logo. And the logo's slightly bigger. I do think this logo could be a little bit bigger, as big as that logo. The auras look good. They both have blue electricity. And look at Sume's textures. And Sume always did this like paint app where it's kind of like yellowish on the suit. And I actually really love that. Yeah, I really like how they did that. They did a much bigger tear right here with them. It's kind of like the beginning of the tear. And this one, they gave it like underarm. The shirt completely covers it. You know, I think they had to do that for the seam line. You know, where this is like, it's not just this part of the hand comes off. Yeah, and similar on that one. Sume has more chest right here. This one has less chest. Yeah, this definitely has like textures you can see a lot easier. And the hair is, of course, a little bit different style. This one's slightly like waved that way. That one is more that. Sume's a darker skin tone. I also noticed the Majin logo. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, maybe due to the slight head tilt, but if you notice, these are not symmetrical. You know, like look how this one goes like that, and then this is up here. They're not symmetrical. I don't know if that's... I mean, it doesn't really bug me, but it is not symmetrical where this one is. As you can see, it's like a perfect, you know, like arch, where this one is shorter and fatter, and this one's longer and skinnier. So I'd have to look at some anime references to see, you know, which one is more accurate. You know, but yeah, it's definitely a big boy. Big boy. The head is much bigger than Kratos. You know, but again, it's human to anime, so it's really hard to say. And there is a good look next to the KDs. Definitely much bigger. Is it better than KD Vegeta bust? Huh. I'm not sure. One thing about this bust is the forehead, like right here, kind of feels blocky, like the way that comes out. Where Sume, I mean, Sume's not known to have the best likeness, but it definitely doesn't have that like blocky look. It's more smooth. You know, KD Vegeta definitely does not have that. Neither does... actually, Prime 1 actually kind of has it right there. That kind of blocky look right there. So Prime 1 actually has it. KD, not really. It's smoother. KD does a little bit of the white in the eyes. No real skin texture on the face. The body has a really fine skin texture. The gloves. You know, and of course this has the Saiyan armor. It's good to compare like the Goku. You know, the Goku, size-wise, like, it's very, you know, close to me. Goku kind of feels like it's in scale. It's just the Vegeta feels slightly smaller. Overall, I do like this bust. Am I going to keep it? Probably not. Just due to the scaling. But overall, I'd probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. I do think there could be a little bit sculpt improvements. The scaling, I would make it a little bit smaller, make it more displayable. The hair color is good, but I like KD's color better. And I think the KD style of the Super Saiyan, you know, like the lines in the hair look better than this one. Yeah, KD does a lot of you know, like this. This one is, I don't know, it still looks really good. It's actually more a resemblance of like the Sume hairstyle. They both look good. It's definitely a great bust, no doubt. Limited to 42. I would say it's the best Majin Vegeta bust in the market, but I probably won't keep it. So if anyone is interested, please message me. We'll sell this bad boy for $1,500 shipped. As you guys saw, there was no issues with the bust. But I think it's probably in my best interest to just sell it and not expand on anime. Which means we should also just sell this guy as well. So we can sell him for $1,250. That is shipped in the US for both. I do like this Vegeta bust a lot, but I don't think I need it. You know, I think the only way I can really even fit this bust is if I put DBZ over here and did a 3-tier shelf and had that top shelf right there. That's a lot of work, and I'm just not sure I want to do all that work. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think of this Real Creations Majin Vegeta bust. It's still a great bust, no doubt. Just a little overscaled, difficult to display. But it has crazy big presence, no doubt. So it's definitely one of the best Vegeta busts out there. Is it better than KD? Definitely is much bigger and more presence and a better base. I don't know. I can't decide right now. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.